Have you ever taken a moment to wonder about the hidden meaning behind the month you were born in? At first glance, it might seem like a small, almost insignificant curiosity. But for Carl Jung, one of the founding figures of modern psychology, your birth date was far from random. He believed it was tied to deeper symbolic forces that subtly mold who we are from the inside out. Jung suggested that the month of your birth isn't just a point on the calendar. It's a symbolic portal, carrying insights into your psychological tendencies, emotional lessons, innate strengths, and even the kind of energy you radiate into the world. This isn't superstition or fortune-telling. It's a psychological approach that offers profound self-understanding. Imagine for a moment that decoding the symbolism of your birth month could unlock hidden layers of your personality, that it could shine a light on your emotional patterns, natural inclinations, and even reveal parts of your life's deeper purpose. It might sound almost unbelievable at first, but when you dive into Jung's theories of archetypes, the collective, unconscious, and the natural cycles of life, it starts making a lot more sense. In this exploration, we'll journey through Jung's symbolic understanding of time, specifically how each month carries its own distinct psychological energy. We'll uncover how that energy may subtly shape the emotional currents, behavioral tendencies, and even the spiritual direction of those born during each month. But before we dive in, if you're someone who seeks depth, reflection, and personal growth, we invite you to subscribe to our channel. Here, we're not about shallow advice. We explore the profound layers of psychology and human nature. Join our community, where introspection and wisdom are valued above trends. Take a deep breath, because what you're about to discover may change not just how you see your birth month, but how you understand your inner journey. It's not about labeling people. It's about uncovering the natural patterns woven into your existence. Let's begin with one of Jung's foundational ideas. The universe is built on repeating symbolic patterns, what he called archetypes. These archetypes are universal themes, images, and energies that appear across all cultures, myths, and human experiences. They are embedded in our collective unconscious and influence our perceptions and behaviors, whether we are aware of them or not. Jung believed that nature itself, through its cycles of seasons, mirrors these archetypes. Winter's quiet stillness, spring's blossoming vitality, summer's fullness, and autumn's introspective calm, each represents a different psychological force. And because every month aligns with a particular phase of nature's cycle, each carries symbolic weight. In Jung's perspective, your birth month is not a coincidence. It's a symbolic snapshot of the energy present when you entered the world. The season, the light, the atmosphere of beginnings or endings all contribute to shaping the emotional and symbolic tone imprinted at your birth. Consider March, for instance, a transitional month. In much of the Northern Hemisphere, it represents the change from winter's dormancy to spring's rebirth. People born in months like March or September, which mark transitions, may carry an internal duality. They might feel caught between opposing forces, rest and action, reflection and outward expression. These individuals are often highly sensitive to shifts around them and within themselves, and they naturally seek balance between opposites. Contrast this with those born in January or July, months of stability. Here, the seasons are firmly settled. Individuals born during these months often embody consistency, endurance, and structure. Jung associated them with the archetypes of the builder and protector, those who offer strength, foundation, and resilience both for themselves and for others. One of Jung's most fascinating insights was that time is not neutral. It has a rhythm, a narrative, a psychological pulse. Being born at a specific point in this unfolding story colors your inner life. It doesn't dictate your destiny, but it does offer a symbolic map, a subtle framework through which you can better understand your emotional landscape and personal growth journey. This symbolic map doesn't lock you into a fate. Instead, it shows you the energies you're likely to encounter, the gifts you can cultivate, and the inner battles you may need to face. Jung saw self-awareness as the path to freedom, and understanding the archetypal patterns tied to your birth month can be a crucial step toward that awareness. What's powerful about this idea is that it turns something most people overlook, their birth date, into a gateway of discovery. Suddenly, that date isn't just administrative, it's a living symbol, a reflection of deeper cosmic rhythms that resonate through your personality and your path. Now, we arrive at an important question. What can your birth month reveal about your soul's journey? Each month, viewed through Jung's symbolic lens, resonates with particular archetypes, timeless psychological patterns that exist within all of us, but may be more active or visible in those born during certain times. Recognizing these archetypes can illuminate why you're drawn to certain experiences, why some challenges seem to repeat, and where your unique strengths truly lie. In the sections ahead, we'll walk through the months of the year, uncovering the symbolic meanings of each, from the introspective silence of January to the transformative mysteries of November. Along the way, you may see yourself reflected in ways you never expected. Keep in mind, Jung's archetypes aren't meant to box you in. They are mirrors, offering insight into aspects of yourself that may have remained unnamed. They help you recognize what already exists within, and by doing so, give you greater choice in how you shape your life. If you're ready to explore the deeper energies behind your birth month and how they may be silently influencing your emotions, decisions, and soul's evolution, then continue with us on this journey. In the next part, we'll begin by looking at the first months of the year, January, February, and March, and the unique psychological patterns associated with them. What you uncover may not only surprise you, it may reconnect you to parts of yourself you've been yearning to understand. January, the elder or the wise sage. January opens the year with a profound stillness. In much of the world, it's the heart of winter, a season of deep introspection and quietude. It's not just about new beginnings, it's about reflection, evaluation, and grounded wisdom. Carl Jung associated January with the archetype of the elder, the wise sage who carries the accumulated lessons of the past into the future. Those born in January often seem older than their years. Even in youth, they may possess a serious demeanor, a strong sense of responsibility, and a natural gravitas. They value endurance, commitment, and inner strength. Their wisdom is not loud, it's calm, patient, and deeply rooted. However, their shadow can be a tendency toward excessive seriousness or emotional detachment. January-born souls might find it hard to embrace spontaneity or joy if they lean too heavily into duty. Their path to balance lies in remembering that true wisdom includes the ability to laugh, to enjoy, and to embrace life's lighter moments. February, the visionary or the trailblazer. While winter still holds the landscape, February carries a subtle shift, a restless energy suggesting change is coming. For Jung, February reflects the archetype of the visionary, the one who dreams beyond the current boundaries. Those born in February often have a rebellious streak, not out of defiance, but because they naturally see possibilities others overlook. They are innovators, dreamers, and often emotionally attuned to currents of change before others even notice them. Independence is essential for these individuals. They resist conformity and long for authenticity. They may be drawn to movements, causes, or creative pursuits that aim to reshape society or open new paths. Yet the visionary's gift can also be a burden. February-born souls may feel isolated, frustrated, or misunderstood if they cannot find a way to ground their dreams in reality. Their growth lies in learning how to bridge their high ideals with the practical steps needed to bring their visions to life. March, the awakener or the spirit of renewal. March signals the thawing of the earth, a symbolic reawakening after the dormancy of winter. It represents renewal, rebirth, and emotional depth. Jung connected March with the archetype of the awakener, the one who emerges from darkness into vibrant life. People born in March often carry a heightened emotional sensitivity. They can intuitively pick up on shifts in mood, energy, and environment. There's often a natural creativity, spirituality, or deep empathy within them, a connection to both visible and invisible rhythms of life. These souls are masters of transformation. They may experience many internal rebirths throughout their lives, learning to shed old skins and embrace new growth again and again. The challenge for March-born individuals is not to get overwhelmed by their emotional richness. They must learn to anchor their deep feelings without losing themselves in them. Boundaries, grounding practices, and emotional resilience are key to their flourishing. April, the warrior or the fire starter. April bursts onto the scene with an unstoppable momentum. The days grow noticeably longer, and life accelerates with explosive energy. For Jung, April symbolizes the archetype of the warrior, the courageous soul who charges forward into new adventures. Those born in April are often fiery, passionate, and determined. They're natural leaders, brave enough to initiate, bold enough to confront, and resilient enough to push through obstacles. Their presence energizes those around them, yet the warrior's fire must be balanced. April-born individuals can sometimes be impulsive, impatient, or prone to burnout. Their greatest lesson is to master their inner fire, knowing when to charge ahead and when to hold steady. Harnessed wisely, their courage becomes not just personal ambition, but a source of inspiration and protection for others. May, the builder or the guardian of beauty, may bring stability and blossoming. Nature is in full bloom, and there's a sense of grounded abundance in the air. Jung associated May with the archetype of the builder, the one who patiently creates, nurtures, and preserves. Those born in May often have a deep connection to the physical world, to beauty, nature, comfort, and tangible achievements. They value loyalty, patience, and the slow but steady construction of meaningful lives. There's a sensuousness to their spirit, a love of simple pleasures, artistry, and enduring relationships. They are often seen as reliable, nurturing, and deeply rooted individuals. However, the shadow of the builder is an over-attachment to comfort and resistance to change. May-born souls may find themselves clinging to stability even when growth calls for risk. Their path forward is learning to embrace change without losing their foundational strength. June, the seeker or the messenger. June represents the heart of brightness and curiosity. It's a time of expansive days, quickened movement, and social connection. Jung saw June as symbolizing the archetype of the seeker, the restless spirit yearning for knowledge, connection, and meaning. Those born in June often have lively minds and vibrant personalities. They are adaptable, witty, and deeply curious. They may feel pulled toward learning, travel, communication, and building bridges between different people or ideas. Their social agility allows them to navigate many environments with ease. Yet this gift can sometimes scatter their energy. June-born individuals may struggle with indecision, restlessness, or superficiality if they don't learn to ground themselves. Their task is to cultivate inner focus, to learn how to stay centered while still exploring the endless possibilities that life offers. July, the protector or the heart keeper. July arrives with emotional warmth and a sense of closeness. It's a month wrapped in family, memories, and the need for emotional security. Carl Jung linked July to the archetype of the protector, the compassionate, guardian of emotional bonds. People born in July often have a heightened emotional intelligence. They naturally sense the needs and feelings of others, often acting as emotional anchors in their relationships and communities. Loyalty, sensitivity, and deep empathy are their hallmarks. They possess a nurturing nature, often putting others' needs before their own. They find meaning in creating safe emotional spaces for those they love. However, the shadow side of the protector is self-sacrifice to the point of personal depletion. July-born souls must learn to nurture themselves with the same care they offer others. Their path to growth involves setting healthy boundaries while still honoring their natural gift for connection. August, the leader or the radiant sovereign. August is a month that shines brightly with vitality, confidence, and boldness. Jung associated August with the archetype of the sovereign, the natural leader who commands presence and inspires others. Those born in August often possess a commanding charisma. They may naturally gravitate toward roles of leadership, influence, or creativity. They radiate a sense of authority, pride, and personal vision, often becoming role models or central figures in their communities. August-born individuals thrive on recognition, not merely for vanity, but because they feel a deep call to uplift and guide others. Their energy can be inspiring and magnetic, yet leadership carries challenges. The sovereign archetype can become overbearing or overly concerned with control if out of balance. For August-born souls, growth comes from learning humility, sharing power, and remembering that true strength lifts others, not just the self. September, the analyst or the thoughtful architect. September marks a turn toward introspection, refinement, and preparation for change. It is a time of harvesting, of organizing, and of seeking deeper meaning. Jung linked September with the archetype of the analyst, the one who finds order, clarity, and precision. Individuals born in September often have keen minds and a natural gift for noticing what others miss. They are detail-oriented, methodical, and drawn to systems that create harmony and understanding. They seek to bring logic and order into a chaotic world. They value structure, integrity, and the pursuit of mastery. Many September-born souls are planners, healers, or seekers of deeper truths. However, their strength can turn against them when perfectionism creeps in. They may become overly critical of themselves or others, chasing an unattainable ideal. Their journey to balance involves embracing imperfection, recognizing that beauty often lies in what is slightly flawed. October, the diplomat or the harmonizer. October is a month of shifting colors, crisp air, and a deepening need for connection. It carries the spirit of balance, beauty, and emotional wisdom. Carl Jung connected October to the archetype of the diplomat, the artist of relationships and harmony. Those born in October often have a magnetic charm. They are sensitive to the dynamics between people and have an instinct for creating peace, beauty, and unity. They value fairness, aesthetic expression, and emotional connection. Artistic talents often run strong in October-born souls, as does a love for all forms of partnership, romantic, creative, or social, yet the diplomat's gift can become a trap if they sacrifice their authenticity for the sake of keeping the peace. Their growth lies in learning that true harmony isn't about avoiding conflict, but addressing it with honesty and grace. November, the alchemist or the soul transformer. November descends with a mysterious stillness. It's a month of depth, introspection, and profound transformation. Jung associated November with the archetype of the alchemist, the one who seeks to transmute pain into wisdom and darkness into light. People born in November often carry a powerful emotional intensity. They are drawn to uncover hidden truths, confront uncomfortable realities, and transform both themselves and their surroundings. Their lives are often marked by cycles of death and rebirth, deep losses followed by profound regeneration. These individuals are seekers of authenticity and depth. They refuse to live on the surface. However, the alchemist's path is not easy. November-born souls can become consumed by emotional extremes, distrust, or destructive tendencies if they resist the natural cycles of change. Their growth depends on surrender, trusting the process of transformation even when it is painful. December, the wise teacher or the visionary? December closes the year with a spirit of reflection, wisdom, and renewed hope. It is a time of endings and beginnings, inviting a broader perspective on life's journey. Jung aligned December with the archetype of the wise teacher, the visionary who looks beyond the immediate and into the grand design. Those born in December often blend maturity with optimism. They have a natural, philosophical or spiritual inclination and often seek to understand life's bigger meaning. Many December-born individuals are drawn to teaching, guiding, or inspiring others. They carry a deep sense of hope, even when faced with adversity. They naturally see possibilities where others see obstacles, yet their shadow may involve detachment, becoming so focused on ideals that they lose touch with the present moment. Their path to growth lies in grounding their wisdom in daily life, turning insight into action and vision into reality. As we've journeyed through the symbolic landscape of the months of the year, guided by Carl Jung's insights, one thing becomes crystal clear: the moment of your birth holds more than just a date. It carries a symbolic signature, an echo of nature's rhythm, a snapshot of universal archetypes, and a subtle imprint on your inner world. But Jung never intended these archetypes to act as cages or rigid labels. He saw them as living mirrors, reflections that help you understand your nature, not define your limits. You are not a prisoner of the month you were born in. Instead, your birth month can be seen as a starting point, a symbolic doorway inviting you to embark on the lifelong journey of individuation. Individuation, a central idea in Jung's work, is the process of becoming who you truly are, a unified, whole individual who has integrated the conscious and unconscious parts of the psyche. Understanding your birth month archetype can offer valuable clues about this journey. It shows you where your natural strengths lie, what emotional landscapes you may frequently navigate, and what inner challenges you are called to transform. But real transformation doesn't happen automatically just by knowing your archetype. It happens when you engage with it, when you consciously work with the energies you were born into, bringing awareness, balance, and growth to your natural tendencies. Your birth month might reveal that you are naturally a protector, a seeker, a sovereign, or an alchemist. But knowing this is only the first step. The true magic happens when you use this knowledge to make conscious choices, heal old patterns, and evolve beyond automatic responses. The universe, through its rhythms and archetypes, hands you a symbolic blueprint. But it's you who must choose how to build your life with it. When you understand that your emotions, your instincts, and even your repeated challenges are not random, but part of a larger symbolic dance, you gain a new kind of power. You no longer fight against yourself blindly. You begin to collaborate with your deeper nature, guiding it, refining it, and ultimately transcending its limitations. The month you were born doesn't dictate your destiny, but it whispers to you, quietly and consistently, about the energies and lessons your soul came here to explore. And by listening to that whisper, you move closer to living a life that is not just successful on the outside, but meaningful and authentic on the inside. So next time you glance at your birth date, don't just see numbers. See a story, a sacred thread woven into the vast tapestry of human experience. A symbolic invitation to become the fullest version of yourself. And remember, the story your birth month tells is not about limitation. It's about potential. It's about the path back to your truest self. As we walk through the symbolic landscape Carl Jung unveiled, it becomes clear that the month you were born in is more than just a point on the calendar. It's a silent thread woven into the larger fabric of who you are, a subtle but persistent influence, a whisper from the universe about the energies and lessons your soul came here to explore. But Jung never meant for these archetypes to trap or label you. They are not walls, they are mirrors. They don't define your limits, they reveal your potential. Your birth month is not a prison sentence. It is a starting point, a clue, a symbolic reflection of the unique journey your spirit undertook from the moment you entered the world. It offers you a glimpse into your inner architecture, but the story of your life, the way you shape, expand, and transcend that framework, is entirely yours to create. Understanding the archetypal forces connected to your birth month is only the first step. True transformation happens when you actively engage with these patterns, not blindly living them out, but consciously collaborating with them. Awareness turns fate into choice. It allows you to take the raw material of your nature and forge it into a life lived with meaning, depth, and freedom. Every archetype carries strengths and shadows. Recognizing your natural energies, whether it's the wisdom of the sage, the boldness of the warrior, the sensitivity of the protector, or the resilience of the alchemist, gives you an advantage. It shows you where your greatest potential lies, but also where your greatest growth is required. Jung taught that the work of life is not to reject or deny these energies, but to integrate them, to bring the unconscious into the light, to make peace with the parts of ourselves we once ignored or misunderstood. Working with your archetype in daily life can be simple yet powerful. It begins with honest self-reflection, seeing where your traits show up in your actions, your relationships, your desires. It grows through embracing your strengths without apology, while also tending to your vulnerabilities with compassion. It matures by setting goals aligned with your true nature, rather than chasing empty ideals that were never yours to begin with. The birth month you carry may explain why certain challenges keep returning to your life, why certain dreams persist, no matter how much you try to silence them, why certain emotional landscapes feel so familiar to you. But understanding these patterns gives you the power to shape them, to heal them, and to rise above them when needed. Carl Jung believed that symbols were the language of the soul. Your birth month is one such symbol, a message planted at your very beginning, waiting for you to notice, to listen, and to grow with it. It does not dictate your destiny, but it holds a part of the blueprint. By recognizing it, you connect more deeply with the flow of life, the cycles of nature, and the unfolding journey of becoming who you truly are. Ultimately, your life is not about being defined by the month you were born. It's about using the knowledge it offers as a tool for deeper self-understanding. It's about stepping into your role as the conscious author of your story, aware of the forces that shaped you, yet free to choose how you evolve beyond them. You are not a random creation. You are a living pattern, a dynamic force of nature, shaped by timeless energies and charged with infinite possibilities. Your birth month holds a mirror to that truth. And now that you have seen it, you are invited to walk your path with new eyes, with clarity, courage, and a deeper reverence for the mysterious and beautiful life unfolding within you.